What if I told you there's a free prescription that can lower your blood pressure, reduce inflammation, help you sleep better, and literally change the electrical patterns of your heart? And you could start using it in the next 60 seconds. Stay with me because the science behind gratitude is about to change everything you thought you knew about your health. I'm talking about real measurable changes that your doctor would actually approve of. Let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome back to Hope Regained. I'm your host, Christiane Boudreau. And if you're new here, I'm so glad you found us. This is the place where we talk about real strategies for living better, feeling better, and finding hope even when life gets messy. So grab your coffee, tea, or whatever else you might be sipping on, and get comfortable because what I'm about to share with you literally gave me chills when I discovered it. And I mean the good kind of chills. So a couple of weeks ago, I volunteered at our local food bank. It was one of those spur of the moment decisions, you know. And honestly, I showed up thinking I was going to help others. But here's what actually happened. I left feeling like I'd been given this incredible gift. I felt this warmth spreading through my chest, this genuine smile that I couldn't wipe off my face, even if I tried. I felt grateful, deeply, overwhelmingly grateful. And that night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Why did that feeling hit me so hard? Why did it feel so physical? Like I could actually feel it in my body. So naturally, I went down a research rabbit hole, and what I found absolutely blew my mind. And stick with me here because later in this episode, I'm going to share a gratitude practice that takes literally 90 seconds, but has been scientifically proven to change your heart rhythm patterns in real time. Yes, you heard that right, in real time. But first, let me tell you why this matters so much more than you think. And in the spirit of the holidays, I thought this would be a great topic to share. It is Christmas after all. Okay, so let's talk about your heart for a second. Not in the romantic Hallmark movie kind of way, but in the actual biological miracle kind of way. Your heart isn't just a pump that beats blood around your body. I know, mind blowing, right? Scientists used to think it was just this mechanical thing pushing blood around. But it turns out your heart has its own nervous system, about 40,000 neurons, actually. Some researchers call it the heart brain, which honestly sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's real. Here's where it gets wild. Your heart is constantly sending signals to your brain. In fact, it sends more signals to your brain than your brain sends to it. It's like your heart is the chatty friend in the relationship, constantly texting your brain like, hey, did you feel that? Or what about that? Or, ooh, this is exciting. Now, when you experience gratitude, and I mean real, genuine feeling of gratitude, not just the obligatory thank you that you mutter when someone holds the door open for you, but something incredible happens. Your heart rhythm pattern changes. It becomes more coherent, more organized, and actually, scientists have a name for it, and they call this cardiac coherence. Think of it like this. Imagine your heart rhythm is normally like a toddler scribbling with a crayon, all over the place, chaotic, unpredictable. But when you feel gratitude, it transforms this into this beautiful, smooth wave pattern. It's organized and it's coherent. And when your heart does this, it sends these organized signals up to your brain, and your brain goes, "Oh, we're safe. We're good. Everything's okay." So let me break down what's happening in your body when you practice gratitude, because this is where it gets seriously cool. Your stress hormones drop. We're talking cortisol, which is basically your body's alarm system. And when you're stressed out, cortisol is screaming at you 24/7. But gratitude is like someone finally turned off that alarm. Studies show that people who keep gratitude journals have 23% lower cortisol levels. That's not insignificant, people. That's huge. Your inflammation decreases. Now, inflammation is one of those words that gets thrown around quite a bit. But here's why you should care. Chronic inflammation is linked to basically every disease that we're trying to avoid. Heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, depression, you name it. Gratitude practices have been shown to reduce inflammatory biomarkers. Your body literally becomes less inflamed when you practice gratitude regularly. Isn't that fantastic? Think about it. It keeps you healthier. And third, and this is my favorite, your heart rate variability improves. Okay, don't zone out on me here, because this is important. Heart rate variability, or what's known as also HRV, is basically how adaptable your heart is. A healthy heart doesn't beat like a metronome. Tick, 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 tick. It actually changes its rhythm slightly with each beat, responding to your breathing, your thoughts, and your environment. High HRV means your nervous system is flexible and resilient. It means you can handle stress better. And it means you recover faster. And guess what increases HRV? You got it. Gratitude. One study found that participants who practice gratitude meditation for just 5 minutes showed immediate improvements in their HRV level. 5 minutes, just five. That's less time than it takes to scroll through Instagram, for me at least. But wait, there's more. And no, I'm not going to sell you a set of steak knives. So here's the other thing. Remember how I said your heart talks to your brain? Well, your brain actually listens. And when your brain receives these coherent signals from your heart during gratitude, several things happen. Your prefrontal cortex, and I always struggle to say this word prefrontal for some reason, but that prefrontal cortex, it starts to light up. That's the part of your brain responsible for decision making, emotional regulation, and basically being a functional adult. Meanwhile, your amygdala, which is your brain's fear center, and your out of control toddler, it calms down. It's like the difference between having panicky friends screaming in your ear versus having a calm, wise mentor giving you advice. Gratitude also triggers the release of dopamine and serotonin, and they're your brain's natural feel-good chemicals. But here's the kicker. Unlike external awards, which give you a quick hit and then you crash, gratitude creates a sustainable release. It's like the difference between chugging an energy drink or slamming down that chocolate bar versus eating a nutritious meal. One gives you a spike and a crash, and the other gives you sustained energy. And the more you practice gratitude, the stronger these neural pathways become. Keep saying your neural pathways can be trained and rewired. Well, this is another example of it. Your brain literally rewires itself when you practice gratitude. So scientists call this neuroplasticity. And I know I've talked to you about it quite a bit in other episodes. It means that gratitude isn't just a nice feeling. It's a practice that changes the physical structure of your brain over time. Imagine that and how wonderful that can be. Long-lasting effects that have a positive effect on your life. And remember that 90-second practice I mentioned? We're getting there. I promise. But first, I need to tell you about something that happened in my own life that really drove this home for me. So, after that experience at the food bank, I decided to reflect and experiment on myself because that's what we do here at Hope Regained. We test things out in the real world and real life, not just a theory. I started to realize that recently I had begun practicing gratitude on a regular basis without even realizing I was doing it, except the fact that I found myself smiling more, and often even during a nasty drive, during rush hour to go to work, I would feel this lightness, this happiness, this kind of, I can't even begin to explain it. I am now committed to gratitude practice. Every morning before I even check my phone, which, let's be honest, it's hard. We're all basically addicted to that little dopamine machine. I sit up in bed and I think of 3 things that I'm grateful for. Now, here's what I noticed. The first week, pretty surface level. I'm grateful for my coffee, which I have right here, of course, and I'm grateful for my warm bed. I'm grateful it's Friday, the basics. But something started to shift in week 2. I started noticing things I'd never paid attention to, like the way the morning light came through my window or the laughter of anyone around me. And the other thing is a smile of a stranger as they walk past you. Those things, the little things that you really don't think of. I know it sounds really cheesy, but here's the thing. My body started changing too. I noticed I was sleeping better and I wasn't waking up with that knot in my stomach and that vague anxiety about the day ahead. My resting heart rate dropped by about 5 beats per minute. But the biggest change, my relationships. When you're actively looking for the things that you're grateful for, you start noticing all the little things people do for you. Your partner makes you coffee every morning, or your friend always texts back quickly when you need to vent, or your coworker covered that shift for you last month when you were sick. All these things are always happening, but are we really seeing them? Gratitude for me has become like putting on a pair of glasses that brought everything back into focus again. And trust me, a lot of times without those glasses, I can't see. I'm pretty blind. All right, let me hit you with some studies that honestly made me do a double take. Study number 1. Researchers at the University of California had heart failure patients, people with like actual serious heart conditions, had them keep a gratitude journal for 8 weeks. These patients showed reduced inflammation, improved heart rhythm, and better overall cardiovascular health compared to the control group. It wasn't just feeling better, it was measurable physical improvement in people with damaged hearts. Pretty incredible, right? Let's talk about study number 2. A study published in the Journal of Psychosomatic Medicine found that grateful people had 16% lower diastolic blood pressure. For context, that's comparable to what you might achieve with some blood pressure medications, except the side effects of gratitude include better relationships and improved mood instead of side effects that prescribed medication can actually give you. Pretty amazing, if you ask me. In study number 3, and this one's my favorite, researchers found that writing a letter to someone, even if you never send it, activates the brain's reward center for up to 3 months afterward. 3 months from one letter. The study participants reported feeling happier and more fulfilled weeks and even months after writing the letter. And the people who actually delivered the letter, well, even bigger benefits. But even if you chicken out and don't send it, your brain still gets the reward. It's like a gift that keeps on giving. So you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds great, but I barely have time to shower each day. So how am I supposed to add another thing to my routine? I hear you. And that's exactly why I'm going to give you options, because there's no one size fits all approach here. So let's see about the one that I promised you. And this is it right here, the 90-second heart focus practice. And 90 seconds is just like that. So it's something that you can start putting into practice right away. And this comes from the Heart Math Institute, by the way. And it's been studied extensively. So we know it works. And here's how you do it. Place your hand over your heart. Slow your breathing down. Breathe in for 5 counts. Breathe out for 5 counts. And as you breathe, think of something or someone you're genuinely grateful for. Don't just think the words, but actually feel it. Remember a specific moment or feel that warmth in your chest, that joy, that gratitude that gave you. Do this for 90 seconds. That's it. And this practice has been shown to create immediate cardiac coherence and reduce stress markers. 90 seconds. I think you can slip it in there. There's also another trick, the morning 3, I call it. And this is something I use because it starts my day off right. And when you wake up, before your feet hit the floor, think of 3 things that you're grateful for. They can be big or they could be small. I'm grateful I woke up this morning. I'm grateful for my cozy blanket. I'm grateful my kid made me laugh yesterday. Really small things. That's all it takes. And it's a great way to start your day. Then there's the gratitude letter. Once a week, you could write a letter to someone who's made a difference in your life. It doesn't have to be this long novel letter or anything like that. It could be just a short note. You can send it or you can keep it. Both works. And describe specifically what they did, how it impacted you, and feel that. Then there's the evening reflection. Before bed, think back on your day and think of 3 moments during your day, even tiny ones, that were good. Maybe your coffee was perfect, or maybe you saw a cute dog. Maybe you solved a problem at work. Practice helps you train your brain to look for the positive throughout the day. It's a great way to end your day. And just as you're ready to drop off to sleep, it just keeps it in there. Then you can find yourself a gratitude buddy. Text a friend one thing you're grateful for every single day. They send you one back. It's accountability and connection at the same time. And don't forget, it's gratitude too. So it's all rolled into one package. Okay, it's real talk time. because I know what some of you might be thinking right now. This sounds great for people whose lives might be going really well. But my life is kind of a mess right now. How am I supposed to be grateful when everything feels so hard? Well, first of all, I see you. I've been there. There have been seasons of my life where gratitude felt almost offensive, like someone telling me to just think positive when everything was falling apart. But let me be clear. Gratitude is not toxic positivity. It's not pretending everything is fine either when it's not. And it's not dismissing your real pain or the struggles you're really going through right at that moment. Instead, gratitude and grief can exist at the same time. Gratitude and frustration can exist at the same time. And lastly, gratitude and anger, they can exist at the same time. When I say practice gratitude, I'm not saying ignore all your problems. I'm saying, in addition to acknowledging what's hard, you can also take the time to notice what's still good. Sometimes when life is really, really tough, gratitude looks like, I'm grateful I have running water, or I'm grateful my body is breathing automatically so I don't have to think about it. Or how about, I'm grateful that a friend checks in on me. It's not about forcing yourself to be grateful for the hard things. It's about not letting the hard things blind you to the good things that still exist in your life. They're important too. And here's the thing. Research actually shows that gratitude is most powerful during difficult times. It doesn't make your problems disappear, but it does give you resilience. It gives you something to hold on to. It reminds your nervous system that not everything is a threat. Here's something I didn't expect when I started practicing gratitude. It changed how other people started responding to me. When you're walking around in this more grateful mindset, people notice, and not in an obvious way, but in subtle ways. You smile more. You're more patient. You notice and acknowledge the good things people do. And humans are wired to mirror each other. So when you express gratitude, other people around you start doing it too. It's contagious in the best possible way. Gratitude creates this upward spiral. You practice it, you feel better, you show up differently, and other people respond to that, which gives you more to be grateful for. And the cycle continues. So, here's what I want you to take away from this episode. Your heart and your brain are in constant communication. Gratitude creates coherence in that communication, which literally changes your physiology. It lowers stress hormones. It creates reduced inflammation and better heart health, improves sleep, stronger immune system, and better relationships. But more than that, gratitude helps you see your life more clearly. It doesn't change your circumstances. It changes your relationship to your circumstances. And as I like to say, gratitude doesn't erase the hard chapters of your story. It helps you see that your story has always contained more light than you realize. In a world that profits from your dissatisfaction, gratitude is a radical act of rebellion. So here's your action step for today. Try the 90-second heart focus practice. Put your hand on your heart. Breathe slowly and feel gratitude for something or someone. That's it. 90 seconds. You could do it right now, or you could do it tonight before bed, or tomorrow morning when you wake up. And then notice what happens. Notice how you feel and notice what changes. I've created a free gratitude worksheet that walks you through all the practices I mentioned today, plus some journal prompts to help you get started. It's not always easy to do it on your own. And you can download it at www.hoperegain.com/. And I'll put it in a direct link in the description today. Thank you so much for being here, for listening, and for being a part of the Hope Regain community. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And leave a comment below telling me one thing that you're grateful for today. I read every single message or comment that you send, and it makes my day. I'm grateful for you sharing your life with me. And until next time, remember, hope isn't just something you find. It's something you practice, one grateful moment at a time. You're worth it. Take care of your beautiful heart and happy holidays. I'll see you next week.